So welcome to a wintry and windy, cold Dartmoor. This is my first time out in weeks, so sorry for the absence. I'm a couple of days late with the snow. This place would have all been dusted in snow a couple of days ago, and now it's back to its autumnal shades of brown. But winter is well and truly kicking in here now. So I'm out tonight just for a little bit of a walk. I've got a house on my back, and I'm out testing Craig's tent tonight. So Craig video messaged me about a week or two ago and said the following.
Hiya mate, just to let you know, I've just ordered a new tent online, a Robens Starlight one, and I'm pretty excited. Unfortunately, I couldn't get them to ship it to my address. It would have cost 49 quid. So I've sent it to your address. I hope that's all right. It would be awesome if you could open it up for me. Let me know what you think about it. Maybe pop it up in the garden, see how it looks, see how it feels. And yeah, feel free to do a test camp. Yeah, can't wait. Let me know what you think. Cheers, man.
So lo and behold, a few days later, the Robens Starlight 1 arrived in the post. So Craig, as you can expect, was very excited, very happy to know he's got a tent to look forward to. Very kindly, he's letting me test it out for him in the harsh, blighty weather. The last of the light is over there, and High Willows is over there in the mist. This is Yes Tour. So the challenge is for me to find a nice little pitch up here. Now luckily the wind is blowing this way towards me, so it should be dissipated slightly by the rocks. Let's have a look. Okay, so there we go, the outer is pitched. 1 peg, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pegs so far. So very impressed with that. Got 2 spare. Got to get the inner up. But yeah, so a few things already with this. Quickly do it while we got light. You've got vents at either end and unzip to allow airflow. Okay. These end poles, I think they remain fitted, but they really are good. You've got tension adjusters on there as well, these little buckles. So ventilation looks like it's going to be good. Much like the Van Gogh Banshee, you've got these sort of wind strengthening straps that just sort of sit around the pole just to reinforce the integrity of the tent. So Dyneema guy lines, little alloy poles. You also got the tension adjusters there as well on the guy lines. So there's also a top vent, which is fairly similar to a lot of other tents, but that's going up there. So I'll get that in place. And there's the other end, so again, ventilation. So just gonna undo this and show you inside. So it is quite small inside, as you can see, or maybe not see because of the light. I'm going to clear a bit of this snow, get my ground mat in and get the inner fixed, so I'll see you in a minute. Okay, so unfortunately I don't have the light left to give you the full rundown of this, so we'll look at it in the light tomorrow. But very impressed with that. It's a nice little tent, little bit of storage space outside, a bit of overhead area for cooking. It is getting dark. My massive old pack is unlikely to fit in here tonight, so I'm going to empty everything I can, make a great big bed out of it, and hunker down. So it's quite good that I'm perched behind this rock. I am facing a little bit of wind, but like I said, this setup, I'm going to tighten it all up in a minute, but this should be pretty solid. I'm going to peg out this point here with the last 2 pegs, just get it all nice and taut. Okay, so good morning. I have been awake for about an hour, slept quite well, and I woke up to a very frosty tent on the outside, but nice and snug on the inside. The sleeping bag was really good, the tent was good, so we're going to have a little look at that now. So yeah, as you can see, quite a frost on the old tent here. You can see this patch here that's just above where my head was, so you can see that's where I've been breathing upwards. But the ventilation there has been quite good. I didn't have the foot and the head vents open just because it was so cold. You can see that bulge there is my rucksack, just on the outside of the tent. And yeah, so anybody getting this tent, just a little tip with the adjusters is that the first thing I did was I pegged out this little tab here, but that's really just for you to pull. So you want to make it so that you sort of peg the underside there, and then you've got the full tension there just to really make it drum tight so it doesn't blow about too much. Guy lines are quite good. As you can see, they wrap around the pole there, so they really do give it an extra bit of tension. But this is one frosty tent, and then you can see that's the space that you've got on the inside. So I've just managed to stuff my empty rucksack down there. Everything else is inside the tent, which I'm going to tidy up and then we can have a look at. So the 8 pegs did everything they were supposed to. I did 6 for the main structure, and then there's another 2 there which just pull out this centerpiece here, just to kind of give the tension to the strap that goes on the ground there. I didn't quite pitch it right because I've got a bit of slack here, so it probably should be pulled out a lot more that way. So when I do put this away, I'm probably going to have to brush as much of the frost off as I can, otherwise it's going to be very wet once it starts to warm up. But a few features about this tent then. The pole only goes through the top part of the material there, so it's relatively easy to pitch. And then you've got these support clips, and as I said, the Dyneema wraps that wrap around the pole and then peg out. So as we've seen here already, that's the space in between the inner. I'm going to leave the inner attached, I think, but just to show you how it attaches, these are on elasticated little ball fittings here that then clip into like a receiver joint there, and it's quite solid actually. So yeah, there's a few of them that secure the inner. It's actually, as far as sort of moisture management goes, there's a couple of beads of like frost on the inside. As far as the inner of the tent goes, like I said, it's just about big enough for you to sort of get in there. You've got a bit of space at the bottom to put some gear, but it's wide enough that if you are on a slight incline like I am at the moment, your bed mat won't slip too far. So it's just enough size, to be honest. You can also fit, like I have, your sort of foam mat underneath as an extra layer of insulation. So, which is what I had to do last night. I had to pick snow off the ground and put the mat down. Storage pockets, you've got a couple there, and also you've got one down in this corner here, which is quite big, to put, you know, your sort of like your charger and stuff in. A little zip vent on the inside, and also you can open the outer one as well and see right through it. So you've got the same feature at the end there. Then you've got one there as well, so you can actually peek outside of the tent from being sat up if you want to check what the weather's like. So yeah, I mean, these little toggles here as well glow in the dark, so it's a really well put together and thought out tent. You've also got you've also got a window mesh as well, for more ventilation. So very well thought out, very well put together. What I also like about this is the poles that are fitted on the end. They give you that extra bit of headroom, so there's enough clearance for you to sort of have your head as far as you can go in the tent, which gives you that extra room at the bottom to store your gear. So whilst this is a cosy little tent, it's roomy enough for you to get stuff in at the base because of these fittings. And obviously they you know, with the tension adjusters, it's just really good put together. So I think if I was to score this against every other tent that I've used so far, I would say this beats them, to be fair. Beats the Banshee, because in the Banshee, to be fair, in the Banshee, you do feel like sometimes your head's up against the tent if you've got gear in there. I'd be keen on getting the 2-person myself, because I like having that little bit more room. But if I had this, I'd use it quite regular. It's a really well made tent. So yeah, super impressed. Robens, 10 out of 10. So I've defrosted the tent as best as I can, and I used my sit mat just to kind of scrape it off. And yeah, you can see I didn't pull that side tight enough because there's quite a bit of play there. So yeah, lesson for if I use it again or if I get one myself. But yeah, it's good. The door ties up here, like all good tents do. And there's enough space there to kind of cook in your doorway. I think as well, what you can do is you can have a walk-in pole, and if you have a bit of paracord, you can kind of secure the door as like a little canopy, and then use your pole to sort of hold it up. So I'm going to try doing that with a few of my tents actually, of a similar sort of design. But yeah, all the ice, well, most of the ice scraped off. It looks like snow. So these are the pegs you get with a Robens tent. So you can see there's a really good hook to that one. It's just a triangular shape. Obviously clean the mud out. But yeah, it is a little bit sharp. I did catch myself on it with cold hands a couple of times. But yeah, they're good pegs. Like I said, there's 8 of them. Really that's all you need, but I always recommend taking a couple of spares anyway. So like I said, the tension on this tent is really good. You've got little adjusters everywhere for this, little webbing straps that you can pull tight. So it really is a cracking little tent. I'm going to leave the inner attached to the outer for the sake of getting it away, and then I'll air it all out when I get home. I'm going to start to put it away. The guy lines, when you sort of wrap them up, they're all frozen solid right now, but there is a little device that allows you to tie them up so they go away tidy. So that's well thought out as well. Okay, so there it is packed down. That was really easy to put away. The pegs I like to clean, and the poles I like to give a wipe off as well. I could obviously stuff it all into this bag, but yeah, so it is, go through quick specs. It is 90 centimeters high on the inner, so you can just about sit up on it or in it. 500 mil water resistance, and alloy poles. So you can see from there, look, it's just enough for one person. It's 240 centimeters long and 140 wide, and that's on the outer, and then 215 centimeters on the inside, and 75 on the inner. So yeah, it's dinky on the inside, but yeah, weighs 2 kilograms, probably a little bit more because it's got lots of frost attached to it, but that is the easiest tent I've had to put away. The end poles just fold back on themselves and you just roll it up, so really good. So I'm going to get this away now and go for a walk. So yeah, no trace, just the line from where I've scratched the frost. Just to give you an idea as well how waterproof that tent was. You can see that's what I was pitched on, squelchy, wet, and the tent was completely dry. Also, that's about a metre away from where I was, so that's quite impressive. So good morning from Yes Tour, and that over there is High Willows. So as I'm very nearly back at the car, I'm going to check out for now. I might be doing a couple more of these before Christmas and on to 2021. So lots of trips I'm hoping to do next year. But yeah, so thanks for watching, and if you don't subscribe to the channel and you found this alright, just click the subscribe thing. Doesn't cost anything, just gives me a gauge of who's watching this stuff. And yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.